March Madness is officially underway and the round of 64 is in the books. And now I am going to predict every single game in the round of 32. But before we do that, I'm going to go on a quick little rant about the round of 64. Let's be honest here. It was a pretty dog shit round of 64. No real drama, no buzzer beaters, a handful that you can literally count on your one hand of games went down to the wire, besides like Michigan and UC San Diego, Mississippi State and Baylor. There weren't many games that were right down to the wire, last shot. I'm sure I'm missing a few more here and there, but overall, not the best round of 64 in general. Well, does that mean anything? Not necessarily. It only means that there's more madness to come. Was it upsetting that no real underdogs won? I mean, a handful. I guess if you count McNeese State. What's the other one? Drake. Besides those two, everyone else was not like a massive underdog. So I don't know if you can call it a big upset. But in any case, it was still fun. We had some good games. A lot of them were blowouts. But these round of 32 games are going to be absolutely amazing. And without further ado, I'm going to predict every single one of them. We're starting with the Saturday slate, and we're going to kick things off with McNeese versus Purdue. Purdue is a 5.5 point favorite here. Look, I'm not a fan of Purdue. I don't think they played all that well in their game versus High Point. They dominated High Point in the paint and just completely out-rebounded them. Kaufman-Renn was a menace in that game. Yet, I'm still not sold on Purdue. I believe they're frauds. I'm not that high on them. On the flip side, McNeese played fucking unbelievable. They bullied Clemson. Clemson scored 13 points in the first half. Clemson remembered how to play basketball in the second half, and that looked like the Clemson team that I expected to play the whole game. But in any case, McNeese bullied Clemson and pulled off probably the largest upset of round one. McNeese has aura. I'm sure you guys have seen that Equipment Manager. They got aura. Purdue does not have aura. Purdue has negative aura. McNeese has ultra positive aura. Yet, I find it difficult to go against Purdue here. I'm not going to bet this game. I don't feel all that confident in this game. I'll probably watch from a distance. Maybe a live bet on McNeese. But at the end of the day, probably not, because I don't really like this game at all. My official pick is going to be McNeese to cover, McNeese to win for the shits, for the gigs. You know, I want drama, but I could see Purdue winning this game and winning this game pretty easily. I can see both ways. I'm not going to touch this game. I'm going to take McNeese as my official pick, but Purdue could win and cover. I can see Kaufman-Renn dominating like he did in the first round. Give me McNeese as my official pick, but I'm not betting this one. Next, we have Arkansas versus St. John's. What a game this is going to be. I love this game. First of all, a battle of two historic coaches, Rick Pitino and John Calipari. You have two teams that have historic coaches, all-time great coaches, going head-to-head. I'm excited as fuck for this one. Now, I am pretty confident in a pick in this game. Unfortunately, as some of you may or may not know, I live in New York. So I can't bet on St. John's legally. And all I do is bet legally. Don't get shit twisted. So unfortunately, my pick that I really like here, I can't actually bet because I can't fucking bet on St. John's games. It's fucked up. With that being said, I'm conflicted in this game before I give you my pick. I think both teams can win. I really, really do. St. John's is St. John's. They're balling out. Pitino has done amazing things with this team. The team in general plays a hard, gritty style of basketball that New York loves to see. Let me tell you, with boots on the ground, New York is popping. We don't have college teams. Football, basketball, we do not have college teams. And when I say New York, by the way, I'm referring to New York City. For those of you that don't know, I'm not talking about New York State. If you live in upstate, fuck you. The amount of people I see wearing St. John's merch, the Red Storm, rocking the Red Storm, there's genuine excitement for this St. John's team. So as a New Yorker, I kind of want to see them win. St. John's is right in my backyard. I can literally see them in my backyard. I want to see St. John's make a run, but selfishly, I also want to bet on these games, and I can't bet on St. John's games, so I guess the earlier they lose, the better it is betting-wise for me. And on the flip side, Arkansas. I like this Arkansas team. They're getting hot at the right time. Boogie is a killer. Janelle Davis has the experience. He's been there, done that. He's a star point guard. That dude as a center, the center position. Who the fuck is his name? Fuck. The guy he transferred from Tennessee. Adu. I think it's something like that. He's a beast. And Brazil. And obviously coached by Calipari. I love Arkansas. I really, really love Arkansas. They got a good team. And this is not going to be an easy game for St. John's. I believe that Arkansas is capable of winning this game. So with that being said, my pick for this game is Arkansas covering the spread, whatever it may be. Obviously, I should mention the spreads here that I have are early spreads. So some of these may change, and it depends what book you're on. So if you see the number above me a little bit different than the numbers I'm saying, that's just because it changed after I recorded the video. But in any case, it's going to be in that same ballpark. I got Arkansas to cover the spread. And I'm going to take St. John's to win. If I was betting this game, if I could bet this game, I would slam Arkansas against the spread. I love Arkansas in this position. I believe they are capable of winning this game, and they should cover the 7.5 easy. My official pick, Arkansas plus 7.5, St. John's to win, and I would bet the shit out of Arkansas if I could. Next game, Michigan versus Texas A&M. This is a game that I can bet on, and I will bet on. Arguably, I would say, probably my favorite game of the Saturday slate. I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I don't really think Texas A&M is all that. Yale played like dog shit, and Texas A&M got away with it. That's all there is. Texas A&M is a one-man show, and it's the Wade Taylor show. Michigan is going to bully Texas A&M. Michigan is fucking massive. They are massive in the fucking paint, and they can do whatever the fuck they want to Texas A&M. Who is going to stop Danny Wolf? Who's going to stop Vladislav Golden? No one. And Donaldson as well. Donaldson's been balling. This Michigan team is sexy as fuck. They are good as fuck. And I am super confident that Michigan is going to make a run. You guys should know this if you watch my bracket video. I'm taking Michigan. Against the spread and straight up. I am confident in any pick. I don't care if it's a plus 2.5, a plus 3. I mean, maybe I'll buy it up to a plus 3 if the spread doesn't move. Just for safety reasons. Obviously, 3 points is a key number in basketball. In any case, I'm confident enough to take Michigan straight up. They had just won the Big Ten tournament. They're coming off a huge win versus UC San Diego, in which UC San Diego made a big comeback, and Michigan was resilient, fought them off, and is now in this position. Michigan is going to beat Texas A&M. I got Michigan to cover, Michigan to win. My favorite game of the day. I am betting this one, and I'm betting it hard. Oh, by the way, I should mention, I'm going to be streaming Saturday games. So probably this Michigan game, maybe that halftime of the Michigan game, I'll start streaming, and I'll probably stream the whole night. I mean, depending on how it goes. I might be a little bit tired, but we'll see how it is. But in any case, I got Michigan to win. I'm betting it hard. Next game, Drake versus Texas Tech. Another massive upset that happened. I should say not massive, but the biggest upset between McNeese and Drake are, give or take. Drake is a trendy dog, and I can see why. They played very well versus Missouri. They outplayed them on both sides of the floor, and they looked really, really good. Texas Tech did not look as good as you think. They won by a pretty comfortable margin, but they were a 3 seed going up against a 14 seed. And that 14 seed gave them a lot of problems for the majority of the game. Texas Tech didn't look all that good. I know McMillan is hurt. I'm not sure if he's playing or not in this game. I have not checked. I would assume he is based on the spread. If he's not, then I'm going to be even more confident in the pick I'm going to give out. In any case, I think the spread is a little bit trappy. When I'm looking at the spread, it's telling me take Drake, take Drake, take Drake. And for that reason, I'm not going to take Drake. I'm going to take Texas Tech to win and cover the spread. With that being said, I probably will not be betting Texas Tech against the spread. The number is just too big for me, and I'm not taking a big favorite in March. It's not how I roll. I mean, not how I roll in general, to be honest. What I will do is I'll probably take Texas Tech and parlay the money line with another big money line team. I'll get to it a little bit later on. I'll give you the pick. So I'll probably do that. Maybe if there's a live betting opportunity, I would take it. But as for my official pick, it's going to be Texas Tech to cover, Texas Tech to win. Next game, Creighton versus Auburn. I actually like this game. I don't love it. I like it. Key difference. And I will be betting on Creighton. Auburn did not impress me in their first round matchup. Auburn has not impressed me as of late. They haven't looked all that good. And Creighton actually really impressed me in their first round matchup. I had Louisville to beat Creighton, and Creighton just dog walked them. They walked them straight out the park and bitch slapped them. Creighton looked really fucking good. They can shoot, they can defend, they can rebound. Creighton's a very well balanced team. Now, I am taking Creighton to cover the spread. I'm betting Creighton to cover the spread. I'm not betting it as hard as Michigan, but I'm going to bet a little sum on it. But I am taking Auburn to win. Auburn just has more overall talent. It might be a struggle, but I believe Auburn will pull this one out. Creighton could give them problems, make it close, but Auburn will win it. I don't think Auburn's getting upset in the round of 32. Auburn's going down in the Sweet 16, hoping that they play a certain someone, aka Michigan. A little spoiler for my Sweet 16 predictions. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Auburn to win, Creighton to cover. I'm betting on Creighton, but not as hard as I'm betting on Michigan. Next game, BYU versus Wisconsin. Based on the spread, which should be the most competitive game of the day. Unbelievable game this will be. Very close spread. Right now, it's 1.5 in favor of Wisconsin. However, on some books, I see Wisconsin's a 1-point favorite. Even in some cases, BYU was the favorite themselves. This is a pick'em. I don't care what the spread says. It's a pick'em. I'm having a tough time evaluating this game because let's take a evaluation for a second. I can see BYU beating Wisconsin. It's not out of the ordinary. It's not out of the realm of possibility. I truly believe BYU can beat Wisconsin. However, in order for BYU to beat Wisconsin, they have to score, and they have to score efficiently. BYU is a hit or miss team, meaning if the shot's falling, they're balling. If the shot's not falling, they're losing. So, I don't think BYU can shoot the way they did versus VCU and maintain this type of style of play that they want to maintain versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin will and is going to win a gritty style of game. Low scoring, ugly defense. I mean, they're a Big Ten team. That's Big Ten basketball right there. With that being said, I believe Wisconsin will play better defense. They'll cause BYU to struggle offensively. And as a result, I believe Wisconsin will beat BYU. I will sprinkle on Wisconsin money line. However, I think this is a good game to live bet. Hopefully BYU takes a slight lead or vice versa, and you can get a good value on whatever team you want. I'm going to take Wisconsin a little bit before the game starts, and then hopefully maybe they're down by 5 early. Something's light. I can get Wisconsin at a much better price. I'm going to take Wisconsin to cover. I'm going to take Wisconsin to win. I don't believe BYU can maintain the shooting that they need to beat Wisconsin. Next game, Gonzaga versus Houston. Unbelievable game. Gonzaga looked so fucking good in their round of 64 matchup. They looked so good. They just bullied Georgia. And I truly believe this is going to be Houston's most difficult test in their region. I really do think. Nembhard, the center, Gonzaga is just full of ballers. Full of ballers. And not only that, but Gonzaga has reached the Sweet 16 in the last, every year. I want to say in the last 10 years, some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck to pick here. So I'm going to take the bitch-made route. I'm going to take Gonzaga to cover, Houston to win. Betting-wise, I got a good little solution for you guys, and not for me as well. Remember how I said Texas Tech money line? This is where that's going to come into play. I'm going to parlay, two-leg parlay, Texas Tech money line, Houston money line. That should get you some pretty good value, hopefully close to even odds on those together. But, another game in which there's a live betting opportunity. Because I actually kind of like both sides, Gonzaga and Houston. Let's say Houston takes an early lead. You can get Gonzaga at a much better price than the actual spread. It's 5.5 as of right now. Let's say Houston takes a 7-point lead, 8-point lead early on. You can get Gonzaga at plus 10, plus 11 at a good value price. And I'm going to do that if I have the opportunity. Or vice versa. Gonzaga takes an early 5-point, 6-point, 7-point lead. And you can get Houston at even odds. So, I'm purely live betting this game. I'm going to lock in my parlay of Texas Tech and Houston early before the game starts. But I'm going to wait for one side or another to take a big enough lead somewhere in the first half where I can bet either Gonzaga plus 10.5 or higher, or Houston even odds or low or higher to win the game straight up. But my official pick is going to be Gonzaga to cover, Houston to win, and I just told you what I'm betting. Last game of Saturday, UCLA versus Tennessee. This would be my second favorite game probably to bet on in this Saturday slate. Look, I'm going to say this before I get into the prediction. UCLA, I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game. I underestimated UCLA badly. I had Utah State to beat UCLA, and holy fuck, UCLA bullied Utah State. They slapped them on the ass. They made Utah State look like children out there. They were just bigger than them, stronger than them. Both sides of the ball just offensively, defensively dominating every which way. Tennessee's good, but Tennessee are certified chokers in March. I have Tennessee going further than this in my brackets and future bets. And Tennessee losing is probably going to fuck up some of my future bets because I think I have like a little parlay with them going to the Sweet 16, or was it Elite 8? One of the two. They're not getting past UCLA. I'm going to bet UCLA in this game. I'm going to take the spread. I'm going to take UCLA to win as well. I like UCLA here. I like them a lot. UCLA should win this game. If they play like they did against Utah State, Tennessee doesn't have a chance in the fucking world. Give me UCLA to beat Tennessee in a night game as well. It's going to benefit UCLA like a late night game. Yeah, I like Tennessee, but I like UCLA more after what I saw against Utah State. Give me UCLA to cover, UCLA to win. I'm betting this one, and I'm betting it hard. My second hardest bet, I guess you can say. It sounded kind of sus, but whatever. Second hardest bet of the day behind Michigan. I like UCLA against the spread here. And those are my official picks for the Saturday slate. Now let's go to the Sunday slate. Now these odds are probably going to change quite a bit if I had to guess, because I'm uploading this hopefully before the Saturday games or right around the time Saturday games are starting. So I can see this changing, but nevertheless, I'll still predict it. First game, UConn versus Florida. UConn beat and covered against Oklahoma, and now they have a streak. Guys, I don't know how many of you guys are aware of this. UConn's obviously the back-to-back champion, but not only have they won last year and the year before, but every single game they have won and covered the spread. That's 6-6-1. That's 13 games in a row in March Madness. UConn has won and covered the spread. I don't think some of you guys understand how crazy that is. UConn is a covering machine. Machine. However, they underachieved this year. They did underachieve this year. And that is why they're an 8th seed going up against number 1 seed Florida. And Florida is currently a 9.5 point favorite. I could see this number going down, but it's not going to go down too much because Vegas is not going to give you good odds on Florida. Florida is undoubtedly the best team in the country, in my opinion. Maybe behind Duke, but nevertheless, right up there. I'm not betting this game. Hell no. Hell no. I want nothing to do with this game. I like Florida. I think Florida wins. I think Florida covers. That's my official pick for video's sake. But clearly, UConn just finds a way to win and cover every time. I want nothing to do with this game. I'm scared of Dan Hurley. He makes me scared. I like Florida. I really think Florida can go far, even win the whole thing. But UConn is a super difficult matchup for them. I could see crazy shit happening here. I think this spread is a little bit too high. I'm not taking anything in this game, but my official pick is going to be Florida to win, Florida to cover. And I just hope this fucking powerhouse that is UConn finally goes down. Next game, Baylor versus Duke. Big spread here as well, but it's justified. It's Duke. Duke has looked amazing. They are absolute ballers. I think Baylor is not that good. I'm going to be honest. I think they got a very easy round of 64 matchup. Mississippi State was not all that, even though I have Mississippi State to win. Battle of mid, if you ask me. Duke is going to roll Baylor. Duke is going to kill Baylor. You guys know I don't take big spreads. I'm taking it here. Give me Duke to win. Give me Duke to cover. I'm not going to bet like crazy on it, but I'm going to take Duke to cover. I think Duke just steamrolls Baylor. I don't see Baylor doing anything to stop this Duke offense. Duke is unstoppable at this point. They look like UConn of last year, in which just like nobody can even touch them. Yeah, Baylor had a cute little run. Nice win versus Mississippi State. Good shit. But they're not beating Duke. They're not covering against Duke. Give me Duke to win, Duke to cover. Next game, Illinois versus Kentucky. Probably my, I was going to say favorite game, but second favorite. I'll say it's my second favorite game of the Sunday slate. Illinois is good. Don't get me wrong. They're extremely streaky and they're very hot and cold. One day they're amazing. One day they're dog shit. They played very well versus Xavier. They bullied Xavier, covered with ease. But I think this Kentucky team is built different. Look, I know Kentucky struggles on defense. I know they're not the best defensive team. But nevertheless, I still have a lot of faith in Kentucky. Give me Kentucky to cover. Give me Kentucky to win, even though it's a 1-point spread. I'm betting this game. I'm betting it pretty hard. I really like Kentucky in this position. I think Kentucky will beat Illinois and will just destroy them offensively. Illinois will not be able to keep up with Kentucky's high-powered offense. Kentucky is a dark horse to go to the Final Four, in my opinion. That could sound really stupid, obviously, if they lose to Illinois. Nevertheless, I still believe Kentucky will beat the dog shit out of Illinois. I'm betting this game, and I'm betting it hard. Give me Kentucky to win, Kentucky to cover. I like Kentucky a lot here. Next game is St. Mary's versus Alabama. Weird matchup. Alabama did not look good versus Robert Morris at all. Like, at all. Very similar to Texas Tech, where they won by a comfortable margin. But that whole game, they were really on the verge of an upset. St. Mary's also looked really bad versus Vanderbilt. And if we're being honest, St. Mary's is lucky that Vanderbilt just shit themselves completely late in the game. The shit was literally running down their fucking leg. You can see it. They got scared, too big for the moment, or too small for the moment. Yeah. Tough game here. I'm going to probably end up taking Alabama, though. Alabama to win, Alabama to cover. These two teams play very different styles. And I think Alabama just had a slow start versus Robert Morris. I think they'll get things going versus St. Mary's. Alabama, assuming they control the pace of the game, will bully St. Mary's. St. Mary's plays a much slower, slower, what's the right word I'm looking for? Not nicer, like a slower, what the fuck do I want to say? I don't fucking know. I'm missing the word. If it comes to me, I'll say. But like a more organized style of basketball. Alabama plays fast. Alabama lights the ball up, and they shoot that bitch hot and heavy. I think Alabama found their groove late versus Robert Morris. I think it's going to carry on. I'm not sold on St. Mary's. They always seem to struggle either in the round of 64 or the round of 32. Never get past it in the last like 10 years or so, maybe even 15 years. In any case, give me Alabama to win. Give me Alabama to cover. I'd probably take Alabama money line in a parlay, maybe with a Duke money line, maybe with a Florida money line. But I'm not confident. Or there's another team I'll take Alabama in a parlay with. We'll get to that. But yeah, I got Alabama to win, Alabama to cover. Next game, Colorado State versus Maryland. This is my favorite game of the week. Saturday and Sunday included. Actually, looking at the slate fully, I think there's a lot more games on Sunday that I love than Saturday. Nevertheless, who cares? This Colorado State versus Maryland game is by far my favorite game of round of 32 slate. And you guys should know by now, assuming you watch my bracket video. If not, spoiler alert, Colorado State is going to beat Maryland. Colorado State is on a fucking heater. They're on an absolute heater. What's their win streak at now? I don't even know where it's at, but it's big and it's definitely in the double digits. Colorado State has so much momentum, and they're going to continue to carry that momentum until they run into a powerhouse. Maryland is not a powerhouse. You look at teams like last year, like, what's the fucking team? NC State, with DJ Burns and that whole squad. I bet a lot of money on them because they were going into March Madness on an absolute heater. Same way Colorado State is. Colorado State was down at halftime versus Memphis. They were resilient. They fought back and beat Memphis comfortably too. It wasn't even like Memphis. It was a close game. They beat Memphis by like 8 points or some shit like that. Colorado State is on fire right now. And Maryland is a good team. The Crab Five is great. Julian Reese, I love. Derek Queen, I don't love. But Maryland has a good team. But they play without a bench. They are ridiculously reliant on their 5 players, 5 starters. And the bench play is going to hurt them. They're going to be tired, right? They had a great performance versus Grand Canyon. Great performance. They blew them out the building. But in a game in which you're playing, 48 hours after the previous one, you want to have fresh legs out there. And Maryland not having a deep enough bench is what's going to cost them, as well as Colorado State's momentum going into this game. I got Colorado State to cover, Colorado State to win. I'm betting this game, and I'm betting it super hard. I love Colorado State here. Colorado State is going to upset Maryland. Give me Colorado State all fucking day. God, I can't express my excitement for this game because I'm going to bet Colorado State so hard. I love Colorado State in this position all day, every day. Colorado State covers. Colorado State money line. I'm betting this. My favorite game of the round of 32 without a doubt. Next game, Ole Miss versus Iowa State. Ole Miss is not getting any fucking respect. Everybody was picking UNC over Mississippi. Everybody. Why? UNC should have not even been in the last 4. They beat SDSU to get in and play Mississippi, and they were favorites. Vegas had UNC as favorites. Everybody was just overhyping UNC so badly. They have one quad 1 win, and you think they're going to beat Ole Miss? Fuck that. That's why I bet on Ole Miss. I won on Ole Miss, and I'm rolling with Ole Miss. I think they are super underrated. They had very difficult levels of competition in the SEC. This might be a bold take. Call me crazy. If Mississippi played in the ACC this season, they would have been second. Undoubtedly. Stop sleeping on Mississippi. As for their opponent, Iowa State, I like Iowa State. I do. I think they have a great team. The issue is that one of their key players is injured and is not going to be available in this game. That's going to hurt them a fuck ton. And that's the only reason why I can't take Iowa State. And I'm going with another massive upset. Well, not massive, but an upset. Mississippi will beat Iowa State. I am going to bet this game. I'm going to bet it pretty hard. Give me Mississippi to cover the spread. Mississippi to win the game. Now, I probably will bet more on Mississippi to cover than Mississippi to win, just because I'm not ultra confident. Like Colorado State, I'm betting probably the equal amounts on to cover and to win because of how confident I am. Mississippi State, I'm not as confident. With that being said, I'm still loving Mississippi here. Give me Mississippi to beat Iowa State. I'm going to bet Mississippi against the spread. Mississippi money line. Iowa State had a good run, but the injuries caught up with them. Mississippi's super underrated. Stop disrespecting Mississippi. Next game, New Mexico versus Michigan State. Thank you, New Mexico. You made me a lot of money today, right? You clutched up versus Marquette. But I have Michigan State going very, very far in this tournament. I love Michigan State's depth. I think they are a very good team. I know they're a little bit young, but who cares if they're young when they have many different players to carry them whenever one player may not play as well as they need to play. I hope New Mexico keeps it close, but I just don't see it. It's going to be a close first half, and then in the second half, Michigan State is going to run away with it. Absolutely run away. I love, Michigan State here. Give me Michigan State to win, Michigan State to cover. I don't think New Mexico is even close to Michigan State's level, and I don't think most of these teams are going to even fuck with Michigan State. Michigan State will roll over whoever they play, honestly, up until they reach like the Final Four, assuming my predictions are correct. So give me Michigan State to win, Michigan State to cover. I'll probably live bet Michigan State in the second half because it'll probably be a lower spread. But remember, like I said with the moneyline parlay, I would do Michigan State moneyline parlayed with Alabama moneyline. That's going to be my official play for Michigan State. But I'm going to wait for an opportunity to live bet Michigan State because there's always an opportunity to live bet Michigan State because they seem to turn things on in the second half. Always, always, always. Michigan State to win, Michigan State to cover. Last game, final game of the round of 32. Oregon versus Arizona. I was kind of hoping this spread would be a little bit lower because I like Arizona here. But with a 4.5 point spread at this point in time, I can't confidently take Arizona. Both of these teams look very good against their opponent. Oregon just slapped Liberty in the mouth. Arizona was close with Akron and at the end just completely pulled away. At this point in time, I don't like anything in this Oregon versus Arizona game at all. I don't want to bet it. The only way I'd bet this Oregon versus Arizona game is a live bet, assuming Oregon is up early and I can get Arizona on a discounted price. But in all honesty, I can see Arizona winning by a blowout. I can see Oregon winning by a blowout. I can see Arizona winning in a close game. I can see Oregon winning in a close game. I haven't done it. I need more time to think about this game. I can let y'all know if I feel confident in this game in my live stream tomorrow. But at this point in time, I'm not betting it. My official pick will be, though, Arizona to win, Arizona to cover. If you guys are still interested in this game, ask me about it in the live stream tomorrow. And that's going to be my official pick for the final game, Arizona win, Arizona to cover. Those are my official picks for every single round of 32 game. Hopefully, a little bit more drama and excitement this time around than last round. Also, be sure to tune into the live stream. I'm going to be live streaming on Saturday. Maybe I'll live stream on Sunday too. I can't promise anything. Sunday's a little bit of a busy day for me. But I'll get some shit done on Saturday for sure. Pop on the live stream. Chill. Watch the games with me. Watch me lose money. Watch me crash out like always. Thank you for watching. See you next time.